China says it's considering whether to stop reorganising British national overseas passports held by Hong Kong residents. This comes after the UK confirmed it would offer an easier path to citizenship for up to 3 million people in Hong Kong from January. China accuses the UK of interfering in its domestic affairs and violating international law. Let's talk to CGTN's Paul Barber, who's been watching the story in our London newsroom. Paul, what have we heard from China?
Well, at its regular press briefing, China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs hit out strongly at the UK's visa policy statement, which was issued this week. That had set out more details about how the scheme to extend immigration rights for BNO passport holders and their dependents would work in practice. It had first been floated by the British government after China announced that new national security law for Hong Kong back in May. Some background for you: BNO, or British National Overseas Passports, were issued to people born in Hong Kong before its return to China in 1997. About 300,000 Hong Kong residents hold BNO passports, and at least 2.5 million are eligible for one. Until now, they were essentially just travel documents that didn't afford citizenship rights or even the right to live and work in the UK for more than 6 months. Well, China says the changes opening up a path to full citizenship are in breach of an agreement made between Beijing and London. In it, the UK had pledged that BNO passport holders who are also Chinese citizens would not have a right of abode in Britain. Well, here's what the Foreign Ministry spokesman Wang Wenbin had to say.
The British side has neglected China's stern representations and insisted on meddling with the issue of British national overseas passports, flagrantly violating its promises and violating international law and the basic principles of international relations. China firmly opposes this. As the British side is the first to violate the promise, China will consider not recognising BNO passports as a valid travel document and reserves the right to take further measures.
Paul, what more do we know about how this UK scheme would work?
Well, we now know that BNO passport holders and their immediate families will be allowed to apply for UK entry visas from January 2021. These can either be for 2 periods of 30 months or a single period of 5 years. Now, after this, they could apply for indefinite leave to remain, and 12 months after that, they could claim full citizenship. It's important to add, though, that each of these stages will cost a lot of money, with the total for a family reaching perhaps tens of thousands of dollars. Applicants would also need to pass health and criminal checks and prove that they could support themselves financially, but they wouldn't have to have secured a job first. Also, they would not qualify for social welfare benefits. When she announced these details, the UK Home Secretary Priti Patel said that the scheme was, quote, very generous and an appropriate response to the situation in Hong Kong, and that the UK was keeping its promise to Hong Kong residents to uphold their freedoms. Now, Beijing, of course, says that the national security law is necessary to maintain order in Hong Kong, and that is necessary to fully implement the one country, two systems model for the region. Back to you.
Paul Barber, thank you very much.